welcome on Beautiful People. Today I'm going to be meeting one of Hindi cinema's most good-looking and popular film stars. Now he's one of those few superstars who can, if he wants to, make you suspend your disbelief about all the cheesy things that the movies can put out sometimes, and in fact he makes it all look pretty endearing. If you haven't already guessed, I am talking about Salman Khan. Salman Khan, flattered with that introduction?
I didn't know what it meant actually.
Okay, you set the mood for the interview. Tell me, these promos for your new film Dabangg are looking really good. Did you have a good time doing them?
I loved shooting for the movie because you know, every day under the same situation, like you react, you can't, you know, in your daily life situations, you know, you can't react the same way. I mean, you have to react the same way. But in Dabangg, I mean, if somebody's crying, then he laughs. You know, somebody is like joking with him, he flips out. He is sometimes nice to the criminals, sometimes, you know, he's all whacked out. So every scene is like a different kind of scene, which is, you know, like the films that we make, you know, we follow a particular pattern in our movies. There is no pattern for this film. He's erratic, he gets emotional, he gets angry, he gets go in this huge comedy mode, he gets sarcastic, he starts killing people. You don't know, but you know, it's very unpredictable, this character, which I quite like doing.
And you enjoyed the movie, because I remember in an earlier interview you told me that sometimes movie making can be quite torturous for the actor. You've said yes, and it's not going the way you had thought when you said yes to the movie, and then you end up just you know, giving it your best shot and following pretty blindly what the director tells you.
Correct.
So I'm guessing that this experience was not like that for you.
On the script, when I read the script, I actually hear scripts. So when you hear scripts, so when you're reading a script, you know, you're going by your own imagination. When you are hearing a script, you're hearing the narration of a script from the director, you know, you get to know what he's thinking and how he wants to portray it. So I heard the script about 2 or 3 times, so I knew exactly what the director wanted. And then once you're on the set, you know, you do a little bit of, you know, improv, you improvise a little bit, and you know, things eventually turn out right. But this film had the germs of, you know, a nice dhamal masti with emotion and a sensible kind of a film.
Out of the last 4 films that you did, the one that I really enjoyed was Wanted, which you must have heard, you know, from a lot of people. The other 3 didn't quite work, right? Especially when it comes to the one description that people have for you is that Salman Khan is a bankable star. He is great at the box office. Do you think those 3 films sort of, you know, that particular description took a bit of a hit?
They have lost anticipated money. They thought that they will do this kind of business, they didn't do that kind of business, but they were here. So for them it was like a loss, because they had anticipated that business. But the films were profitable films. Apart from Mayor Mrs. Khanna, Veer did pretty okay, and London Dreams, I thought the film should have been 20 minutes shorter. And when 4 films are coming out in a span of 2 months, it is very, very, very difficult for your fans to go and watch 4 films in the tankhwah, in the salary of 2 months. So there's no way nobody's films will work like that.
Even if the film star is Salman Khan, who we all know is very popular.
You have to, no matter how much you love a film star, a movie star, after all, he's just a movie star. You know, you go and watch his movie if you have the extra money, if you have the strength to, you know, to spend that money, and then yet, you know, go through your college, etc., whatever, your tuck shop, your dates, your, you know, you're supporting your family, your food, your ration, your clothing,
strategically it was wrong to have 4 films back to back.
Yes, and I wanted a gap of at least 3.5, 4 months between the films. But since the films were complete, everybody was eager and impatient to release the film, and at that point in time, everybody's, you know, minds go crazy and say, you know, "Arey sir, kuch nahi hota, chalegi picture. Arey sir, don't worry, sir. Arey." Nothing, it doesn't work, and that was my fault at that point in time. I should have put my foot down.
But Salman, you never do you?
You know, it's, you know, yes, that has been a problem. That has been a problem.
Whether it's working with friends or...
Yeah, because you know, sometimes when you do that, then, you know, the opposite party, feels that, okay, now you're showing your power as a star, as, somebody who's in this authoritative position. And it doesn't feel good, for me to do that. I try and convince them as much as possible. Eventually, I know that I will be able to survive this. They might not. And that's exactly what's happening.
But I've heard you say this before, but you're still not doing anything about it.
No, I'm doing it. I mean, my last film was what? 8 months ago. And our Dabangg released on the 10th of September, so it's been a long gap.
So you are trying to ensure that things are
now the next
planned
film
a
will
bit
come
better.
4 or 5 months later. It won't come so soon. And then this gap, 4 months, 5 months, 3.5, that I won't have the thing. Every 6 months or a year, I'll just do 1 film or 1.5 film a year. I will have my releases 4 months, 6 months. I think 6 months is a good time for release.
So, were you disappointed with the fact that Veer didn't seem to capture people's imagination, because you wrote that story and you were very, for you it was a different thing, isn't it, besides just acting?
At that point in time, see, when the film is complete and you know that this film is shaped up well, I wanted to shoot another 18 days, so that I just get everything, right, the way I had written it. But the release date came up, and it was practically impossible to do that kind of stuff. So then everybody's, no, it's a good film, it'll work. But there are some things that I wanted in the film which were not there. And I think they were like the main points of the film. Like the high points were not shot. But then they spent so much money on the film, and it was not getting economically viable. When I saw the film, I knew it was going to be above average film. And then at that point in time...
But you tried out something new by writing the film, isn't it? You're credited with the writer credit.
Yeah, but then I wish they'd have listened to me a lot more on that aspect.
Is that the start of Salman doing more or beyond acting?
No, I've done a film called Baghi earlier. I've written a film called Baghi. And then I stopped it. I had the script for the longest time, so I wrote it. But then, sometimes you come in as a writer, you come in as a star, and sometimes you can't just put your foot down in front of senior directors. And every time you tell a director, sir, you work with idiots. It always comes, they always throw it in your face, And no matter what big directors you've worked with, this will always, come into your face.